I thank you. God, thank Hunter. If it wasn't for Hunter, I wouldn't be standing up here right now. We wouldn't be having Gonzofest, would we? So thank Hunter for everything. In 1994, I met His Holiness the Dalai Lama and wrote a poem titled Never Give Up, which is now all over the world, including in his office in Dharamsala, India. And it's that message that I didn't realize at the time. I'm a one tough bastard, let me tell you. I am relentless. I was raised rough. As I mentioned to Russell Halsey last night after his brilliant performance, he was a Marine. I have great respect for everyone in the armed services. I have great respect for everybody. But I told Russell, I said the first 17 years of my life made Marine boot camp look like the training school for valet parking. So I grew up rough, is what I'm saying. I'm determined. I'm determined. When I get focused on something, I go after it. But that message from the Dalai Lama, the poem I wrote, became a prayer and a mantra for me. And so, even though I work on all these projects all the time with other people, I always stay focused, especially when it comes to my friends. If you're my friend, I'm in the trenches with you. Front lines. And it never changes. I have unconditional love for my friends. Speaking of which, in 1994, New York University asked me to produce a 48-hour non-stop music and poetry insomniac-a-thon to kick off their week-long 50-year celebration of the Beat Generation. Over 300 young people performed. I was able to share that never give up message with those young people. And one of the young people who performed with his band Spoken Motion, well, I was sitting in the audience with Allen Ginsberg. And this cat blew us away. I went backstage, introduced myself. We'd already talked over the phone, and we have been blood brothers ever since. He's a New York Mets poet, the only professional team to have a poet. He's the poet, the poet. You may have seen him on Boardwalk Empire. The book of Mets poetry sold 60,000 copies in the first year. Please welcome, from Messina, Sicily, to the Bronx, to Manhattan, to Jersey City, Frank Messina.
All right, thank you, Ron. Thanks so much. It is great to be back here in Louisville. This is my 20th anniversary of being here, as Ron said, since he and I met. But I also, later that year, I think in October, Ron had the Insomniac-a-thon here, 48-hour, I believe.
Yeah, the fourth one I did that year.
Fourth one. Actually, it's the reverberation is still happening in another time zone, but here we are 20 years later. And so I've been coming to Louisville for 20 years, and I'm so glad to be back here. This is truly one of my favorite cities and one of my favorite places in the world. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And now I'm a colonel, so I'm a proud Kentucky colonel. And it truly warms my heart. I often travel with my Kentucky colonel card. Very welcome here. It also guarantees me a free night. Yeah. A free night in the county jail in Atlanta, Georgia.